cried the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Now you say you're sorry for being so untrue. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me nearly out of my head, while you never shed a tear, babe. I remember all that you said. You told me life was too plebeian, told me you were through with me, and now you say you love me. Well, just to prove that you do, come on and cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you, over you. You said you loved me, but you lied. Now you say you love me. Well, just to prove that you do, come on and cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. I cried a river over you. Cry me a river. Cry me a river.
The wonderful sounds of David Lewis Fyfe.
Ooh.
Oh, big note at the end there.
Slightly high, yeah.
Good afternoon, David.
Afternoon.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem. Pleasure.
You have just driven up from down south.
Yes, I've just been on a whistle stop tour. We showcase down in Doncaster, and then an appearance on a radio station in Newcastle last night. So.
And then popping up to see us on the way home.
On the way home, yes. I tied it all in nicely. It's good.
Great stuff. I've got to say, just having a listen to your track there, great powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's a signature track, isn't it? Probably been done to death in a lot of venues, right enough. But it's a good attention grabber, I find.
Yeah. Do you find that sort of stuff, doing the big ballads, doing that big sort of strong, powerful stuff, you get people turning their head and going, oh.
Yeah, I think it surprises a lot of people. I think I'm a bit of a mumbler at times, and I don't, especially in a new venue, because I'm fairly new on the circuit. On the new venue, I don't come across as particularly, not confident, because I am confident, but I don't come across as particularly look at me, and then all of a sudden this big voice comes out, and I'm not the biggest of guys, so
Unlike some of us who are right in your face style, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Because you have seen me perform, and that's the way I am, you know. Now you've said there that you're fairly new to the full-time cabaret circuit.
Yes.
In the last year or so, how are you enjoying how are you finding your feet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the meeting. I'm meeting some fantastic people. I have to say that's been one of the highlights for me. But I think it's a much stronger learning curve than I expected it to be, even though I have a bit of experience from other parts of the industry.
Uh-huh.
I think I expected to walk in a little bit easier than this, but it's enjoyable. It's a challenge at times, as always.
Well, it's certainly a challenge. I've got to say, you know, I've been full-time twice. This is my second time full-time. It was a lot easier the first time, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly was. I mean, it's changed times now, venues, expectations and various things. But you were saying you've got experience from other parts of the entertainment industry as well.
Yeah, I mean, I did nearly 12 years within entertainment teams and holiday parks and hotels in Europe and things like that. So I was a manager for 8 years for some of the biggest companies in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So so I had a lot of experience sort of on stage and, you know, performing and dealing with cabarets as well, you know. So I thought that experience would count for a lot more. But I think when you're resident, the audience are already on your side.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing your job right, obviously.
Yeah.
They're already on your side, so you could go up there and you couldn't be that great and still have a fantastic rapport with the audience and get a great reception. And then when you go to a new venue and no one knows you from Adam, you get that little bit of a shock factor when they're not really all that interested sometimes. You know.
Yes, we could name various venues,
but we shan't.
we shan't. Now, what tempted you and what drew you into the entertainment industry in the first place?
Bad luck and bad choices. I was at college doing performing arts, you know, that the pinnacle of education, and I fell out of it, as many students do, and ended up working in a hotel in Zante in the Greek islands, running their entertainment programme, and then worked for Pontins when I got back to the UK, and it just kind of kept going from there.
So you've done the old blue coat and red coat
Yes,
stuff?
I did the blue coat for quite some time. It was thoroughly enjoyable, and then I was a team member for Haven and Butlins and Park Dean and all these sort of multi-venue companies.
Mm-hmm. So over that period, you know, you must have, obviously you've seen a lot of cabarets and a lot of bands and everything else. Did that sort of make you think, you know, I could probably do that? Yeah,
I think again the resident thing kind of comes in your favour and maybe gives you a false impression of how good you are as well. You get told, you know, some cabarets will come in and, you know, most cabarets are good cabarets. Some cabarets maybe just don't hit the right notes in the venue, you know, and you'll have residents that come up to you and say, you're better than that. You know, you're better than that. You should be out making more money on the circuit and all that sort of stuff. They don't tell you about the pitfalls that come with going out and making more money. It's a loose term, isn't it? More money.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not an easy thing, as you were saying just while we were having a wee chat there off air. It's not the easiest thing just to walk in and suddenly you're Mr. Popular and everybody wants to book you. It's quite a hard slog, and I'm keen to put this across to the listener that, you know, it's a very bold move to go full time. You know, to say, right, okay, I want to, you know, immerse myself into this full time entertainer. But you know, as you say, it's quite a learning curve and quite a challenge.
Yeah, it is. I think, again, like you say, I mean, you go into venues and when you're used to just doing the same kind of venue, the holiday park, for example, you think you can go in, and the holiday park is very much, maybe not so much now because again times are changing, but it's very much a case of the cabaret comes on and everyone watches the cabaret. Mm-hmm. But when you come on the circuit full time, you're going to pubs where you're really predominantly being booked to be a human jukebox. You know, and play all the hits that they want to hear without actually getting any attention from them. And you have to grab their attention, obviously, which is where big songs sometimes are the way to do it, just to get their attention first, and then all the other stuff that they'll listen to.
You're right, and you know, there's loads and loads of different styles and different venues. You know, and you've got pubs where sometimes you've got them dancing on the tables. Sometimes you're the wallpaper music because you're the one standing in the corner that nobody's really that bothered about.
Yeah.
And then there's clubs, your traditional working clubs, which is a totally different thing where people want to sit down and listen to the cabaret. And then there's the holiday parks, and then there's the hotels. So there's all different styles and all different things that, you know, all different hurdles.
Yes, I think to get the repertoire, to be able to go in and just look at the audience and go, right, I know what's going to work here. Mm-hmm. I think that can only come through experience.
It does.
Because you can berate yourself at the end of a gig as much as you want, but until you've got that under your belt, there's no way you could possibly know what's going to work in a venue you've never been in before.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Now we're going to play another one of your tracks. We're going to play probably the most famous guitar riff on this one. And who was it originally did it?
I'm guessing Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Lynyrd Skynyrd. See, that was good because you never knew what I was going to play. This is David Louis Fyfe with his version of Sweet Home Alabama.
Turning, carry me home to my kin, singing songs about the Southland. Miss my family once again, and I think it's a sin. About her, I heard on me put her down. I hope Neil Young will remember. Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. In Birmingham, they love the governor. We all did what we could do. What I gave doesn't bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell me true. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Tell me true. Where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Papa says he's got the Swannies. They belong to summer too, yes they do.